So the Shibuya incident arc ended, and chapter 137 marked the beginning of the next arc in Jujutsu Kaisen. Hasn't been named yet, but in this video I'll just refer to it as the post-war arc. At the end of the chapter, we got 5 major proclamations about the future of the story, and most notably, we also got the return of Yuta Okkotsu. I'll talk about the 5 proclamations momentarily, but more importantly, Yuta's capping. Okay, this man, there's no way he's gonna go against Gojo or kill Itadori, and here's why. Before I get into the 5 proclamations and everything going on with Yuta, I feel that I should quickly go over the context of everything that happened because of the Shibuya incident. So first off, Gojo is sealed, which all of you probably know, and second off, because Gojo is sealed, the world is completely out of balance. Won't go into too much details in this video, but you guys should all know how important of a figure Gojo is, so important that his birth alone was a major incident in the Jujutsu world. So with him now being sealed, the curses seemingly have a huge advantage over all of the sorcerers as a collective. Thirdly, numerous characters like Maki and Nobara are possibly dead. Their status remains unknown, so we can only hope for the best, but there is always the possibility that they're out of the story. Fourth off, Yuji, while possessed by Sukuna, destroyed the entire city and killed countless citizens during his fight. And finally, the Shibuya incident arc ended with the return of the golden age of curses. And now tens of millions of curses are all on the loose all over Japan. So yeah, everything is pretty messed up in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. And because of all this, the Jujutsu headquarters made a few demands of their own. And these demands are what I'm here to talk about, and more specifically, discuss why I think that most of them aren't happening. So you read the title, you saw the thumbnail. First, I'm just gonna jump to the 5th demand and get it out of the way, and that's that Yuta Okkotsu is appointed to be Yuji Itadori's executioner. So based on this chapter alone and where I see the story going, it's pretty obvious that Yuta has no intention of following any of the demands or trying to kill Yuji. To me, it seems more like Yuta wants to understand the situation and what happened, and by going after Yuji, he can gain the information that he's after. But ultimately, I can't see a possibility where he ends up trying to kill Yuji. The first piece of evidence that I wanted to point out to back up this claim is Yuta's behavior during the chapter. So Yuta goes and exercises a curse, then immediately after returning he says to an elder that now he knows that he will obey their commands. So essentially it just shows that Yuta was ordered to go exercise a curse, and he did it to try to prove that he's loyal. This clearly shows that Yuta, for whatever reason, is trying very hard to get on the good side of the elders. And more importantly, he also wants them to be convinced that he can be trusted to carry out their tasks. Obviously, when someone is trying this hard, they normally have other intentions in mind, and I think that's the case for Yuta as well. He says he doesn't care if Yuji is Gojo's pupil, he will kill Yuji because he cut off Inumaki's arm. And that's where the cap starts. So first off, he definitely does care that Yuji is Gojo's pupil. I mean, Gojo is the only reason why Yuta is alive. And without Gojo, he also wouldn't have even met Inumaki or any of the other second years. The next reason why I can't see Yuta going and killing Yuji, ignoring the obvious fact that Yuji is the protagonist, is that they're so similar. So both of them were saved by Gojo, and Gojo also postponed both of their executions indefinitely. And they also have a curse within them that can be somewhat uncontrollable and deal damage to people around them. So obviously Yuta does not want anyone to harm his friends, but seeing Yuji's situation and just how similar they are, you would think that Yuta would understand more than anyone where Yuji is coming from. And all of these just served as reasons to why I think Yuta will not kill Yuji, but I also have other reasons as to why I think Yuta will be our biggest ally instead of an enemy. I'll get into those when I discuss the rest of the declarations from the Jujutsu headquarters. So back to the beginning, the first proclamation is that Suguru Geto's survival has been confirmed, and he has been sentenced to death again. This demand makes sense, and Geto will most likely be hunted down and gone after, especially since he has Gojo's seal. But the most important thing that they're leaving out, intentionally may I add, is that this isn't actually Geto and his body is just being used by Noritoshi Kamo. As for why this is, I'm pretty sure the higher-ups, they have to know this by now, but they have two incentives for not revealing this. The first being that they don't want to scare people or even let them know that the most evil sorcerer of all time is back, and the second is that they can use this to further incriminate Geto's old companions, which I guess I should just move on to now. The second proclamation is that Gojo is deemed an accomplice in the Shibuya incident and has been permanently exiled from the Jujutsu world. Also, anyone that's seen attempting to remove his seal will be a criminal, and that is now a criminal act. Now, this is probably the reason as to why they said Geto is still alive, primarily because Geto and Gojo were former friends and partners, and Gojo killed Geto and reported this in the past, so implying that Geto is still alive is a relatively easy way to mark Gojo as a traitor and an accomplice. This is also used to sow seeds of distrust for Gojo's whole past, pretty much implying that Gojo never killed Geto, set him free, and potentially joined sides with him at some point in time. Initially, this might seem like a little bit of a stretch, but we have to remember that the elders do not like Gojo. They've been trying to get rid of him for a long time already, and they'll pretty much take any excuse that they can. So now that that reasoning is out of the way, I just gotta say Gojo's gonna be fine. If Gojo's your favorite character, if you're worried about Gojo, don't stress about it, he's gonna be just fine. I see no way that Gojo will remain sealed, so first off for me, right, Gojo just has far too many allies. Ignoring the elders, it seems like everyone else is on Gojo's side, as in every administrator that's around Gojo's age and all of the students, including those from both the Tokyo and Kyoto schools. Also, Yuta will definitely want to save Gojo. Whether or not you think Yuta will be friendly towards Yuji, he definitely still respects and admires Gojo, so he should be a big help in the retrieval of Satoru Gojo. Finally, the third proclamation, which is based off the first two, is the announcement of the execution of Masamichi Yaga. Essentially, this one's trying to completely eliminate anyone associated with Gojo. The excuse for this is that somehow Masamichi is responsible for Geto's actions since he used to be the teacher. This is the only proclamation that I could possibly see going through. Obviously, I doubt that it would go through flawlessly, as our main characters also have ties with Masamichi. Even though I think that they might interfere, I think there's still a pretty good chance that Masamichi is going to die. Even though it would be sad, I think it would be the perfect character to kill. He's someone who's kind of between the new generation and the old generation. He's also someone that the fans care about, but I don't think care about enough to lose too much sleep over his potential death. And overall, I think that it would serve as a wake-up call for all of the main characters and also serve as a good shift in tone for the story. Overall, I think that most of the proclamations won't end up coming true, and I also think that Yuta will definitely become an ally instead of an enemy. The arc as a whole definitely served as a major change and what I think to be a major turning point in the story. But whatever happens, I'm really excited to see what will come next in the story and the fallout of the Shibuya incident. That's all for the video. Let me know who your favorite sorcerer is in the comment section below. If you liked the video, drop a like, and if you disliked the video, drop a like anyway, and to stay up to date with all my future content, make sure to use Black Flash on that subscribe button.